Alright, I'm throwing up this quick little video here. Um, I did a little more looking up on this. Jim provided a PDF photograph. It's one of these like single page things that show you photographs and what everything is. And he included it on a flash drive. So what I'm going to try to do is to take screenshots of that in sections. It shows how to get the case off and, and how to take the memory out and all that stuff. I won't get into that. It's way too small. From what I've been reading and what Jim told me, these are COM ports, COM 1, COM 2. What I didn't know what it was before is some kind of a plug, and I'm using a Kodak Play Touch, so it may not be as clear. So I really don't know. I don't think this is an adapter. It seems to just be empty. But Jim said something about one of these ports you don't use, so maybe that's why he put this in. Now, on the PDF page, which I'm going to show you screenshots of, it doesn't say Cat 5. But yet I don't see anything else here that would be Cat 5, so I'd imagine this is Cat 5. This over here is not a power connector. The power connector is over here, but when I first opened it up, I thought this is some kind of a reset, and I see 4 tiny little pins in there. Don't know what that is. This is HDMI. These are not Firewire like I thought they were. They are something to do with a monitor, and he says I'll never be using those. And the blue ones, as some of you viewers have said, are the USB 3, and these are the USB 2. So, the hard drive, yes, the external hard drive would work faster in the blue. So, yes, I could put that in there. There is a microphone jack and an earphone. So I would imagine, I don't think the impedance would match though, is because usually earphones are like 8 ohms, or sometimes you get one that's 32 ohms. I've seen those. So if you're using this as a line out, 1/8 inch stereo, which I assume it is, and you're using this for a line out, the impedance, I would think, would be wrong, but that would be the only way I'd be able to connect my speaker system, my LTIC speaker system, which has a subwoofer on it. I'm just trying to give you some more information on this, and I'm in the process of making up a little holder for this, and I'm going to show you that outside now. It's not a project that I put on YouTube. Okay, it's made out of 1/4 inch Luan. And I'm going to try to flip it up here a little bit. It's got to be painted on the bottom yet. It's latex, so it'll dry quick. And let me get that off of there. Oh boy. Paint is running already. Alright. Okay, you're probably wondering what this is. Alright, unless I show you my desktop, you're not going to understand what it is and why I made it that way. Okay, this is made to straddle my desktop. I measured it 6.5 inches wide. The exact width of the shuttle computer. Okay. So, I got to paint under here yet. This is supposed to straddle the computer. It'll sit on the computer and it'll come to a stop here, here, and here. In other words, the top of the computer will be like that. There'll be a little space there. And the reason for that is my HP computer, the one I've been using all along, Windows 7, has a power on and off switch on the very top. So if I was to mount this thing without this thing here sticking out 1 inch, like you see here, this whole thing could slide forward, and it wouldn't hit the button, but it would be very hard for me to reach in there and hit the button, because this is 3/4 inch thick. This will sit on the top of the computer, and it'll stop where my index finger is. Okay? That's just enough room for me to reach and turn the button off. If I didn't have this sticking out, this thing here could push right to the very end and cover up my button. Then I'd have to reach in there, and it could turn the computer off while it's running. It's a bad design. The power switch should never be on the top of the computer. It should be on the front, but in that particular computer, it's on the top. I could show you, but it's kind of dark in there. I can't get good lighting in the bedroom. This is the rear, and rather than this was a scrap piece of wood, rather than to cut it even, it doesn't matter. This will sit on the computer towards the front, power buttons here, as I said, and all the rest of the top of the computer is free from here back. Now there's a good 10 inches from the top of the computer to the top of the desk, the shelf above which is my radios and stuff. So there's going to be plenty of air circulation when those two fans going. So there's be no problem there. I took careful measurements when I made this thing. So I'm going to let this dry a little more. It's pretty well dry, but not thoroughly yet. Here's the power button right here. And the way the computer's made, that thing will come, that little piece of wood that's sticking out will hit this, and it won't let it go any further. So it'll be sitting back here. So I'll be able to reach in and turn this off. I don't want to hit this by accident. And there's plenty of depth in here. So this thing will only come up to about here. Okay, the thing is made and it's sitting up on top here. Now you can see this stick here. Here's the power button. It hits this. This is like a little ramp here. It goes up. So it'll stop right about there. I mean, you can force it beyond there, but it won't really go all the way. So it'll come to a stop here. So this is it. This is how it goes on. Like that. So you can see why this is important. The way that computer front is, it scopes up like this. And this could very easily slide far enough forward that I wouldn't be able to get the button, or I could hit it by accident. So this will keep it back about 1 inch. That's sticking out about 1 inch. And you got that plastic bezel, because the top of the computer's flat, it's metal. Then you got the plastic bezel that comes up like this, and you get the power button right here. So right now I'm going to paint the inside of this. Nothing fancy, I just sawed it all by hand. Some Luan I had left over from the shower project. So we'll be doing that off camera. Coming up next is going to be some screenshots of that single page PDF photo. I looked through it and it didn't say anything about how much RAM is in there, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Jim told me there was 2 solid-state hard drives in there. I looked at the pictorial on the motherboard. I couldn't tell what a hard drive looks like in there, because it's supposed to be really small from what I understand. I don't know for sure, but I did not open it, so I'm not about to open it either. I just wanted to show you that information. It's going to be coming up right after I get through flapping here.